Way that can happen.
But there was a chance. Nikola Jokic.
Are you saying I can be wrong?
Anthony Edwards. No, never.
Never.
Edwards has been on a tear this entire postseason, but they needed a win to maintain that home court advantage they stole in Denver. Jokic right down the middle for the dunk. Edwards all the way to the rack. He finished with 44 in this game. Following Denver possession, Jokic, he had 35. Aaron Gordon had 27, so that was key for them. And then 6-point game, Jokic, there's your ball game. Series tied 2-2. Nuggets go into Minneapolis. They win game 4, 115-107.
The whole collectively effort, I think everybody played well. AG played amazing. Jamal, second half was amazing. Our defense, CB, KCP, AG, everybody step up and everybody contribute to this win. It's a big victory for us now. We need to defend home court.
How would you describe how powerful the feeling was to feel those 2 losses at home, and how did it change the mental game for this team?
I mean, we didn't lose last year in the playoff. It was just one game. But I think made us stronger, made us more together collectively. So we were, we took a hit and we bounced back, and hopefully we can defend the home court now.
What will it take to be the first team in this series to actually win at home in front of their home crowd?
That's true. I mean, now it's the best of 3, right? Or best of 2, right? How you call it? That best of 3. Yeah. So you just need to win the next one. That's the most important thing.
All right, new on SportsCenter, Denver head coach Michael Malone.
There's a lot to cover, but maybe start with the last 20 seconds of that first half. And you guys had played really well for a lot of the half, but how huge was that in terms of just sort of the mood going into the locker room to more than double the lead? And what was your thought as Murray's shot was in the air?
Well, first off, I got to say Happy Mother's Day to my mother and to my wife. That's more important than your question, sorry. But yeah, shout out to my mother, shout out to my wife, love you both. That was a key stretch, 8-0 run. We were playing a great first half, and then they started getting some momentum. The game got really ratty there, and for us to take that 8-0 run, to build it to I think 15 at the break was really impactful. And obviously they try to throw a deep outlet, it goes right to Jamal, and Jamal winds up draining an incredible shot. And you need plays like that sometimes. And obviously in that third quarter, we didn't defend. That was by far our worst defensive quarter. But I thought we had a lot of guys step up tonight. I thought our bench was amazing. I really thought Reggie, Justin Holiday, Christian Brown were incredible, 27 points. Reggie took a charge, made a 3. Justin made 3 threes, and Christian obviously closed the game with his defense, his shot making, and stepped up and made all of his free throws. Nikola does what he does. Jamal does what he does. But I thought Aaron Gordon was, the WeldWorks Juicy Bits MVP of the game. He was incredible. We started off on Karl Anthony Towns, switched him on to Anthony Edwards, making shots, rebounding, just playmaking. He did everything. And Aaron's been just incredible for us. So got to give him a lot of love because he's fully deserving of it. We came up here trying to get 2. We got that. We have home court back. We have to go home and protect their home court. We can't allow them to come in and get a 3rd win at Ball Arena. And that's a message to our fans to come out and make that place just an absolute zoo. Every night we're playing. I don't even know what day it is anymore. But, good win for us, but we got a long way to go.
Michael, just throughout
From the winning coach to the losing coach, new on SportsCenter, Chris Finch.
What's kind of missing right now with the defensive execution?
Yeah, I mean, just being able to kind of impact the ball. It's coming over these screens. There's a lot of separation. Guys they're in a comfortable rhythm, so we got to change a few things up and try to kind of stop them from getting their engine revving so high right now. So.
Seemed like the end of the second quarter, that burst there was a backbreaker. What did you see? What kind of happened to?
Yeah, I just this is a great team. They're not going to beat themselves. We talked about that at the beginning of the series. We can't have it's inexcusable to have a segment like that where they have like 8 points in 7 seconds or something like that, whatever it was, to close the quarter when we had done a good job of kind of chipping back into the game. And then we also fell asleep on the long pass to Braun. These are inexcusable plays that you can't make right now. And I thought in general, offensively in particular, we lost our composure a little bit. Just kind of rushing things up there, chasing the ball, and our spacing and our structure collapsed as a result. So,
Chris, when the starters are out there, they're sagging a lot off Jaden. They're not really paying much attention to Rudy on the roll. Is the solution there to trust those guys? Is it to do different things with them to make them pay, I guess, for all the slack defensively?
Yeah, I think we always trust our guys. So we got to keep making the right play that's in front of us, and then those guys got to keep making the right play when it's made to them. We've had a lot of success with that. I didn't think those types of things bothered us as much as just, when we actually had the ball was what we did. We weren't able to kind of move the ball cleanly through our hands because, everyone was trying to kind of do something with it. And we got to get back to passing it and moving it again.
What do you think was the biggest thing that contributed to Carl's struggles tonight?
Are you okay?
I am. So the Nuggets become the 7th team in NBA history to tie a series 2-2 after losing the first 2 games at home. Of the previous 6 teams to do so, Nicole, 5 went on to win the series. Michael Malone couldn't remember when the next game was, but Game 5 is in Denver Tuesday.
CBS Sports NBA insider Bill Ryder here with his thoughts. And Bill, I know you heeded warning after Game 2 to me and many others who were saying, this is a Nuggets team that just doesn't have it. Well, the last 2 games, they've certainly looked like that championship pedigree has come back to life. The long layoff throughout the week obviously served them well, as you pointed to earlier on. But what stood out to you about this performance in Game 4?
Yeah, there's a few things. The main thing is just bad news for Minnesota and the rest of the NBA. It turns out the Denver Nuggets are still the Denver Nuggets. It's the fact that not only do they have a superstar, which is obviously a critical component of a championship run or just winning a game like this or a series, but unlike Anthony Edwards, you've got help for Nikola Jokic. I mean, Aaron Gordon was absolutely sensational. For most of the game, Joe, he literally could not miss a shot. Jamal Murray has found his sea legs, his shooting shoes. That's been helpful. It was a really good Denver performance on the defensive end, and it just strikes you watching this Denver team and the reminder where you can't really ever shut them out, count them out, even down 2-0. They are deep. They have been through the battles. They have a superstar, but he's got complementary pieces around him. And this is a championship team in its full, completed state. Very different than what Minnesota's building, perhaps, but still trying to build. Not that kind of help for the Timberwolves, and I thought it stood out.
And we saw the true foil of that on the other side of this, really Anthony Edwards versus sort of what it looked like here. Edwards, another 40-plus point performance in a playoff game, a star coming of age, but he just didn't have that ancillary support, the scoring coming from other places. Where do you look to in that regard? Where does the secondary scoring have to come from Minnesota, and what did you make specifically of?
Did not win that championship, and this Minnesota team is not going to win this series if they don't get more help than whatever Anthony Edwards can provide.
Yeah, plenty to be desired at both ends of the court for those 2 individuals, but this was it. This was the watershed moment. This was the momentum game, 3-1 and 2-2. Completely different scenarios here for a young Minnesota team. It's now a best-of-3 heading back to Denver, and it's obvious where the momentum lies. How did what we saw in Game 4 inform what you expect to see from here to the end of this series?
So I had a perspective on this game, and I'm going to give it to you, but I guess like 10 or 15, not 10. Joe, I'm older than that. 15 years of covering this league. I've covered series where a team's up 3-1 and they lose, or 2-0, they're up 2-0 and they lose. So I know anything can happen. And I recognize that this Timberwolves team has the ingredients to continue to shock. They have a tremendous defense, and they have a player in Anthony Edwards who's as sensational as I think anyone we've seen in the playoffs. That said, I thought the winner of this game would win the series, and that's still true. I think now the Denver Nuggets are likely going to win this thing. You're right. It is a best-of-3. They have home court advantage. We know that playing in Denver is a significant strain on players. That's a real thing. I think just as importantly, this is a Denver team that, having won a championship, Joe, knows how to fight in these moments, knows how to win the small battles. I can remember when I was covering the Miami Heat on the beat, Eric Spoelstra, this is a long time ago, was obsessed with the idea. He brought it up every day for 82 games. Obsessed with the idea you got to win the end of quarters. And you saw Denver do that. And they did it in sensational fashion at the end of the first half, where a 7-point lead suddenly became a 15-point lead, and it was the exclamation point of Jamal Murray. But those sort of moments, intensity at the end of quarters, not turning the ball over, being calm under pressure, not making small mistakes, that is what Denver does so well. You have to be a champion. And the Timberwolves don't. The offensive fouls by Karl Anthony Towns, the lack of focus by some of the players, the lack of ball movement at times when the game got a little bit closer, but it felt tight for the Timberwolves. That's a young team that just hasn't gotten that experience, and I find it very doubtful that now we've gotten to a best-of-3 series with 2 games in Denver, that suddenly Minnesota, outside of Ant, is...
He hits the second from the line. Here's Flash. And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. Magic out in front. They lead by 3. And we'll be back right after this.
Welcome, every playoff atmosphere. Hostile environment, man. They're handling the pressure, putting themselves in a good spot.
Looking at this series. And that's a wrap on halftime. Thanks for watching as we send you back to BA to call the second half.
And time for us to get back into it here in game 1. Here's Nembhard. Here's who Jamal Mosley is starting the second half. Wagner and Banchero at the 3 and the 4. Then it's Wendell Carter. Then it's Buddy Hield. And it's Bryant in at the point guard.
That's just too easy, guys. Turner, a player you can't allow to get free near the rack. He's a big dunker. Bang.
Hield from outside. It's rebounded by Indiana. Halliburton with the ball. Pass to Turner. And that misses. That would have put him up. Orlando leading. Over to the wing. Jacks up a 3. Here's Carter. And there's 2. Work on the glass, paying off that time. Carter's got his first 2 points of the night.
A terrific offensive rebound. Carter Jr. excelled using that big body of his to take advantage on the board.
Here's Nembhard. Pass to Mathurin. Back to Harris. There's 5 to shoot. Oh, it misses. Had a chance to tie it. Here's Flash. He's covered by Mathurin. Here's Carter. And he lays it up and in. And it's a 5-point Orlando lead.
They're not messing around. 5 of their last 6 buckets have come from the interior.
Pass to Turner. Now here's Halliburton. Shot. He hits the second from the line. Here's Flash. And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. Magic out in front. They lead by 3. And we'll be back right after this.
Welcome, every playoff atmosphere. Hostile environment, man. They're handling the pressure, putting themselves in a good spot.
Looking at this series. And that's a wrap on halftime. Thanks for watching as we send you back to BA to call the second half.
And time for us to get back into it here in game 1. Here's Nembhard. Here's who Jamal Mosley is starting the second half. Wagner and Banchero at the 3 and the 4. Then it's Wendell Carter. Then it's Buddy Hield. And it's Bryant in at the point guard.
That's just too easy, guys. Turner, a player you can't allow to get free near the rack. He's a big dunker. Bang.
Hield from outside. Turner. And that misses. That would have put him up. Orlando leading. Over to the wing. Jacks up a three. Here's Carter. Comes in for Tyrese Haliburton. Outside heel. We've got 1:08 left to play in the third quarter of basketball. Here's Flash.
And that one is stuffed right through. And he just driving the stake in him there.
He's a guy who just never lets up.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it.
McConnell, good.
They just aren't attacking from the perimeter like they did in that first half, and I think that's part of the problem right now.
Here's Flash. He's marked by McConnell. Here's Flash. And he gets it to go. Flash has got 27.
Boy, he's just zoned in. I mean, in most cases, taking quality shots very much within the flow of the offense.
Some changes for...
Peter.
Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it.
Man, good whistle there. Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
First one falls for him.
And really strong at the line since the break. No misses yet. You can't do much better than that, guys.
Both good from the line that time. And here's Haliburton. He'll bring it up for the Pacers. Tobias Harris out there with Miles Turner. Then it's Haliburton. Then there's Benedict Mathurin. And it's Nembhard in the shooting guard. So that's the group out there for Indiana.
The scoring efficiency has been low, and it's not helping them on the scoreboard.
There's the triple. Flash, no good. Indiana has gone only 1 of 4 from the perimeter here in this fourth quarter. Haliburton looking over the floor. The three is up. Yes! Top point from Tyrese.
He's such a clutch shooter. He just lives for the big shot.
We're in the fourth quarter here. Just under 2.5 minutes gone by. He takes it in. Flash. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Flash has got 31 points.
And Hield's playmaking continues to improve. Solid pass right there to the open teammate.
There's a screen by Turner to tie it up. Another miss by Haliburton. The Magic have gone 2 for 7 from the field here in for Indiana. Couple comes in for Tyrese Haliburton. Outside heel. We've got 1:08 left to play in the third quarter of basketball. Here's Flash. And that one is stuffed right through.
And he just driving the stake in him there.
He's a guy who just never lets up.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it.
McConnell, good.
They just aren't attacking from the perimeter like they did in that first half, and I think that's part of the problem right now.
Here's Flash. He's marked by McConnell. Here's Flash. And he gets it to go. Flash has got 27.
Boy, he's just zoned in. I mean, in most cases, taking quality shots very much within the flow of the offense.
Some changes for...
Peter.
Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it.
Man, good whistle there. Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
First one falls for him.
And really strong at the line since the break. No misses yet. You can't do much better than that, guys.
Both good from the line that time. And here's Halliburton. He'll bring it up for the Pacers. Tobias Harris out there with Miles Turner. Then it's Halliburton. Then there's Benedict Mathurin. And it's Nembhard in a shooting guard. So that's the group out there for Indiana.
The scoring efficiency has been low, and it's not helping them on the scoreboard.